Back to Unfiltered Sports Weekly. I'm the Beebs.
What up? I'm the Cab.
Well, we have another person in the lobby with us. Myself, it's the lobby like we're playing Call of Duty. But Senor Ye Jones is in the house. Ye Jones, welcome, Ye.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. For
Did you just come from a quinceañera or something?
Nah, this is what I wear on the daily.
On the daily,
It makes me stand out a little bit.
yeah, it does actually.
You look like you want to ask somebody if they have a plethora of piñatas.
See,
Piñatas.
piñatas.
Do you have a plethora of piñatas? You know, Jefe, what does plethora mean?
That's right.
Beebs, could you tell me what movie that comes from, please?
No, I can't because I'm
The,
not
the line is Jefe, would you say I have a plethora of piñatas? Oh yes, guapo, you have a plethora of piñatas. Jefe, what does plethora mean?
This hat weighs about 20 pounds.
So by the end of the show, you would be very tired.
Yeah, but I'm already setting it down.
Well, we're glad you're here with us again.
Thank
Kev, have you been getting any messages from St. Joe? He's sending me all these awesome pictures of people watching the Euros over there.
Every time he sends me a picture, I just want to tell him to go fuck himself. You know, okay, we get that you are in a cool place doing cool shit while we are here in 100-fuck-degree weather.
Oh, it's
You know,
bad,
yeah, and it's raining every 5 fucking minutes. You know, over here, there's wrecks on fucking 3.5 mile long bridges that shut down the fucking city, in a city that no one knows how to drive in anyway. And St. Joe's having pina coladas on some beach in fucking Spain, you know, or wherever the fucking where in the world he is,
I have it on good authority. He's in Portugal.
with the Lippenzahner Stallions.
Well,
You
yes,
know.
Philippines on our stallions. Yes,
Yeah.
from Portugal.
They're
That
from
was a good
Portugal.
movie.
Yeah,
Name that
Crimson
film?
Tide.
Yeah,
Crimson
baby.
Tide.
Crimson
Yeah,
Tide.
don't bring it here.
I-
Don't bring. I have no fucking life. All I do is watch TV. Watched a good movie last night, Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Oh yeah. Hey, isn't there
Yeah.
a Beverly Hills Cop TV show coming out or out? Is that what
No,
you're talking
it's Beverly Hills Cop 4. Yeah, it's the 4th installment of the old 80s franchise, and it had all the good music in it.
about? Was it good?
Yeah, it's not going to win any Oscars, but it was fun, yeah. This is your classic Eddie Murphy movie. Yeah, it's very true to the original. Very, very true to the original.
Yeah. Speaking of Europe, Jay, are you going to watch the Scottish Open this weekend?
I will catch highlights. I'm not going to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch any live broadcast of it, but I'll watch it.
Why don't you record it and watch it later?
Yeah. It's streaming, so it's hard to record streaming. Some of them let you, but I'll definitely watch it. It's good to Rory is back in action.
Yeah, after he took a couple weeks off. Hey, I mean, after that finish, I probably would have taken a couple weeks off too.
I mean, the real thing that I'm watching this week though is the USGA Adaptive Open.
Oh yeah,
being held in Kansas. It's probably one of the cooler events or tours that people could watch and support. It's for they have 8 different categories, but all of them have some kind of physical impairment that
oh, I got you. Yeah.
would hinder most people, but not all. So it's the adaptive. So they have limb impairment, upper limb and lower limb, multiple limb amputees, vision impairment, which are blind people, or they have to be, I think, 80% blind to enter.
Yeah.
Intellectual impairment, neurological impairment, seated players, and short statures, which I knew would get Kev going. The short statures,
Midgets.
yeah, baby, they are playing. They're playing big golf. Not
They're
mini
magic.
golf.
They're magical. They're magical.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I watched a lot of good stories on the Golf Channel recently about a lot of the players, and I mean, there's a guy guaranteed that he's playing with one arm and 1.5 legs, and Beebs, he would destroy us.
Oh, I'm sure he would. I actually watched. So there was a Sports Center special, which I totally forgot about. But I watched it, and it was on this this tournament you're talking about, and they are really good. They're really good, way better than me. So
So I like stuff like that, and I would rather see them play and see the joy in their, achievements, and see how they smile and enjoy the game for what the game is, versus watching the PGA guys and them take light of it. They're just out there playing and not realizing how lucky and great they have it.
yeah.
Speaking of golf, did you see the press conference that was held today? Either today or yesterday?
Keegan Bradley?
Yeah, I guess they're just letting anybody be the captain of the Ryder Cup these days.
I think that there's a good reason for it.
You don't like Keegan Bradley, or
No, I'm just saying, is he a golfer with the stature enough to be captain of the Ryder Cup team?
So for the longest time, they've had legends
Yeah.
be the coach, be the captains.
wasn't
And
it was Zach Johnson last time, wasn't it?
exactly, and he was not a legend.
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying.
But for the longest time, they had Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, and you know who it bothers me that never got to be a captain yet is Freddie Couples.
Yeah.
He's been
That
an
guy,
assistant
yeah.
on about every team, and he played in a bunch of them.
I could watch that dude swing all day.
Oh
smooth.
yeah, bam bam. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the captaincy, I think that when you go with these legends, they're a little. It's not that they're out of touch, but they're a little removed from today's game. They're not out there playing with these guys. They don't see all the relationships. They're getting their assistant coaches and the automatic qualifier guys to tell them who they would like to play with and who works well. I think it's good because Keegan is still out there playing. He's top 20 in the world. He's number 17 right now. Granted, some of the guys that have moved over to Live, I think he'll actually bring some guys, which I think is great from Live, because he will recognize we got to do whatever we can do to win the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Period. If that means getting Bryson DeChambeau, yes, it does. Do we need Brooks Koepka? Yes, we do. Because the Euros are going to have John Rahm. They're going to have whoever they want on that European team off Live. They've already said so. Even Rory McIlroy said it. They're going to have John Rahm. And so I think that you bring in all the firepower that you can off of Live, and then you bring the best golfers from the PGA that are qualified and that you want. You got six captains picks. But back to the captaincy thing, I think that they've tried to turn the way a little bit to go for somebody that's still, I won't say relevant, but still in today's game. And
He still has a good round in him. For a time, he was a really, I want to say, like 5 years ago, he had quite a pretty good couple of years, didn't he?
So he's very, very consistent. He's a New Englander, a Massachusetts guy. He was snubbed by Zach Johnson in the Ryder Cup last year by not getting picked. I mean, he's through and through. He's all about the Ryder Cup. He's USA all the way. I mean, he is what we would call a blowhard American. I mean, unapologetically American.
America.
America, baby. And I think he's good for the Cup. Would I want him to, play on it? Maybe not. But then again, what is Tiger Woods going to do? Because you know what? Tiger Woods still makes people nervous. People want to kiss his ass a lot. People are going to want to play for Keegan because he's going to support them and he knows their grind. Nobody that would play on that team would know what it's like to be Tiger. Everybody that plays on that team is going to know what it's like to be Keegan. And there's some strength in that, I think.
Kind of that everyman
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely. Let's
you know what I
fucking
feel
go.
like, you know what it feels like, you know exactly where I'm from, you know how I do things, how used to the grind, you know. I, I personally, when I saw it, I liked the pick, and
Same.
I've seen him play in person a couple times, and like you said, steady golfer, and I feel like that's good for captaincy. I really
Oh,
do.
and I know it feels like I'm trouncing over Kev here, but
No.
I want to see it be about the team. I don't. The problem is, if Tiger Woods would have said yes, would he have captained it? Absolutely. Would he have done a good job? Probably. But the truth is, it would have been more about Tiger Woods being the captain than it would have been about the Ryder Cup team winning the cup. My opinion only, of course. But I mean, he brings a circus everywhere he goes. That's just it. Wait for 2 weeks until the Open, the former British Open, as a lot of us Americanas call it. But when Tiger's there, the coverage is going to be all on him until he misses the cut.
Yeah. You think he's gonna miss the cut?
Yes.
Okay.
A couple things I did like that Keegan Bradley says is he was asked Live versus PGA, and he says we're gonna pick the 12 best golfers. Yeah, we're gonna pick the 12 best golfers that aren't named Zach Johnson out there, and yeah, I think that's that's commendable. Just a little shocked at the pick because it doesn't fit the narrative of what they've done in the past, really.
Agreed.
They've
You
needed
know.
some change though. I didn't do very good last
I
Ryder
agree.
Cup.
I was surprised, super surprised, Kev. I was like,
Sure.
I mean, and I feel like I'm pretty in touch with the game as far as a fan of the game, and I was like, wow, I never would have thought it. I was thinking, maybe they bring Steve Stricker back. Maybe they have because I was thinking because Fred Couples and Tiger Woods are such good friends that maybe Tiger would have said, I don't want it, but let's give Freddie his shot. There's quite a few guys that are playing on the senior tour that could step up and play. I mean, step up and be a captain. As far as but I like it. I really do like the pick. It surprised me though.
So yeah, British Open is coming up in 2 weeks. Who do you think is it? You think Scheffler or DeChambeau or what do you
How
think?
do they play? How do they play? Talk about Scheffler and DeChambeau. I looked at Troon. It doesn't look incredibly long, but it's a link style course, just like normally they're played on over there. You know, how do they translate to a course that has no trees and a shitload of wind?
Obviously, I don't know. They don't play it a lot. I know Scheffler and DeChambeau are both Texas boys. They've played a lot of wind. They live down there in Dallas, Fort Worth. They play in a lot of wind. I don't think the wind will have a lot, but the elements over there are just times 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's not summertime in Europe right now. Obviously, it's colder, which is another reason I think Tiger's going to miss the cut. He's never going to have a chance to fully warm up. I mean, they could have some unseasonably be warm, but cold is not Tiger's friend. The walk won't be hard for him, I don't believe. But DeChambeau, I think DeChambeau is, and I've said this for over a year now, I believe he's the best golfer in the world. I think that if he was on tour, I think he'd be right there challenging Scotty. I mean, because Scotty's risen to number one right after DeChambeau left, and he's held on to it. But
I mean, if they were playing on the same
and
tour,
Scheffler's just so good that,
yeah,
I mean, I don't see it causing them any problems. I think that their game translates. I mean, when you're a good golfer, it's not like
yeah,
NASCAR racing and F1 series when they have, flat track specialists and, circle kart tracks, the guys that only drive that. I think that it's, I mean, if you have a good golf game, you may not play as well or may not like something, but I think that you can play anywhere. The only thing in the place in the world that I think that affects golf a lot is in America, because we have so many different types of grass versus, I mean, you guys down there in Florida with that fucking nasty ass Bermuda. Oh, I mean, I'm used to playing on nice bent and some zoysia stuff. You guys have some zoysia down there, but I mean, it's that Bermuda. You got to be a real golfer to play in that. And the problem is, if you're really good at chipping out of Bermuda, you can pretty much chip anywhere. But if you're not good at it, it'll show.
You pay for it for sure.
I think they'll both really place well, Keb. I don't think either one of them is going to win. I think Smart Money is probably on one of them, and they'll be the favorites. But I really think Ludwig Oberg, the Swedish guy, is going to be. He's got to be favored.
He's got some stuff. I mean, he's got a great swing, and he's on a roll right now. So it would be nice to see him finish one of these tournaments for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? I know Jay knows, and I'm pretty sure you do. Beeps. You know who Max Homa is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was asked who he thought the best golfer in the world was, and he said Ludwig Oberg.
I believe it.
Yeah, he said, "Watch this guy."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I actually like that pick, Jay. That's a great. I think. Yeah, I think he's just on the verge of it. Like he's sitting right there. Obviously, he's finishing top 5 in all these major tournaments, so that'd be good to see. Now, Keb, I've been watching some baseball highlights.
Okay.
A couple questions for you. Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, he could steal second.
Well, he stole third too. But 45 stolen bases before the All-Star break, that's kind of a big deal, huh?
It is. It is.
That's a Reds record, and the Reds used to have Deion Sanders on their team.
Yeah, for half a season.
Yeah.
You know, but if he were to getting next to Deion Sanders is one thing. Get next to Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, that'd be a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Do something that Vince Coleman didn't do. You know, in the 80s, we had these Ricky Henderson, Vince Coleman, even Willie McGee, people like that who would steal, 90 to 100 bases every year. And it just went away, because, chicks dig the long ball.
I think he's a fantastic baseball player. I think he's going to eventually get moved somewhere.
Yeah, get a big contract, probably from the Yankees.
Speaking of the Yankees, they're in a free fall right now.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like I've said this before, but everybody goes through it. Every team goes through it. Some teams go through it early. Some teams go through it around the All-Star break. Seems that the only team that's not going through it's the fucking Orioles. But the Orioles are going to be tough down the stretch. But the Yankees are going through it. I was just looking at the scores just now, and the Phillies are taking it to the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are going through it. But in the AL East, if the Yankees could drop off a little bit, you look at the Orioles who could. I don't know if they've taken them over yet, or they're still a game back, half game back. But the Red Sox creeping up there. They're over 500. And they're creeping up there. I don't know if they can win the division because they might be too far back.
No, but they could overtake the Yankees. Right now, I think they're a couple games back of the Twins for that second wild card spot. They're only 4 games back of the Yankees, and they just won a series with them over the weekend. So at the Yankee Stadium. So I mean, they had a good weekend. Rafael Devers, he teed off a few times over the weekend.
Again, we're not even to the All-Star break yet,
right.
So
it'll start mattering here in about a month.
Yeah, so I always say, look at where you're at the trade deadline, which is the end of July. Look at where you're at the trade deadline, make your moves, and then game on. And to quote the great Jack Del Rio, to win the tournament, you got to get in the tournament.
That's for sure.
All you need is that last spot, and you're in, and game on.
Well, how was your trip to Hotlanta?
It's fantastic.
Yeah?
It was fantastic. I would have gone. I would have liked 6 W's, but I'll take what we got. I don't know if you kept up with it, but when I got there,
I know they had a good game last night.
was in the middle of the San Francisco Giants series, which we lost 2-1. We happened to be there for the one that they won. But then we invited in the National League's best, Philadelphia Phillies. And on Friday night, we threw our, one of our best pitchers at them. Let me back up. On Wednesday night, man, I got to see in person Chris Sale pitch. Okay, this guy is fucking good. I mean, he is on some sort of roll. I don't give a fuck how old he is. I don't give a shit if he was hurt. This dude could pitch. He has got whatever he lost back, but injury will do that to you. But when we invited the Phillies in Friday night, we were losing 8-3 in the 8th inning. And then Marcell Ozuna hit a 3-run shot. Okay, one of the best comeback stories that at least for the Braves. If I were him, when I round the bases every time I hit a home run, I'd have a middle finger up to the entire crowd. But that's just me, because 1 year ago, that same crowd who loves him now was booing him. Anyhow, but we took 2 or 3 from the Phillies. So fuck them.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So the Phillies are going to run into. They have trouble beating good teams. If you look at their record, they've won like 2 series over teams that are over 500. The 2 times that they played the Braves this year, they both lost both those series. And our best 2 players are hurt out for the year. And if we could break the legs of Trey Turner, we would be okay. Because we would have won Friday night. The dude had 2 home runs.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to not have those injuries, especially the particular gentlemen who are injured for the Braves, for sure. Matt Olson's been playing well, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's getting back. He's definitely not on his 54 home run pace of last year, but he's there. But the biggest thing is that Austin Riley has broken out of his slump. He's hitting 10 home runs in the last 15 games. So he's definitely broken out of his slump. He hit another one last night, hit 2 during the series that we watched, or the 2 series that we watched. So he's definitely broken out. Ozuna is the only position player, if you can call DH a position player, to make the All-Star team. And we have Ronaldo Lopez and Chris Sale going as pitchers. But Ozuna, the only person in the National League that's beaten him in home runs is Ohtani. So if you, both of them are gonna be in the home run derby. So that should be fun. That's next Monday night. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good watch. Speaking of kind of midsummer stuff, did you guys have a good 4th of July?
I did.
Yeah. Did you do anything fantastic?
I had the day off, and that made it great.
Did you go golfing? You did. You sent me a text message. You played what? 36 holes of golf? Is that right?
No.
No, I thought you said you played 2 rounds of golf.
Well, was that on the 4th?
I don't remember. I guess maybe it was over the weekend.
I'm pretty sure I said I played 38 holes.
You did.
But I digress.
No. Explain to the people, what does that mean?
I played 38 holes that day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. 36 on the golf course and 2 not on the golf course.
That's a good enough explanation for me. I totally understand.
No. I've got a follow. I got a follow-up question. I got a follow-up question for the 2 people that are watching, that aren't commenting.
Oh, well, they should comment.
Yeah. So on these 2 extra holes.
Yeah.
Same person?
Sisters.
Oh. I like it.
Sisters.
Oh my gosh. Why did we go there? Okay, anyway. So but you got a couple rounds in. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Beebs. That's a valid question.
Hey, I mean, he brought it up. He opened himself up to the line of questioning, so but I know he's not shy about sharing. But what course did you play on, Jay? I mean, on the golf course.
Ocean
Yeah,
Acres.
what was her name? No, I'm just kidding.
Her name was Sue Ellen Cottonpicker.
Oh, that was made that was nice.
She's a hell of a lady when she's not being something else. Anyway, Ocean Acres.
Ocean Acres. Okay.
So what you're saying is that she's a lady in the streets,
And
right? A Sith in the sheets.
oh yes, a Sith Lord. maybe
She
maybe a
knows
throat goat.
She knows how to handle the saber.
She's got that meat sheath.
Any more? You guys got more?
I don't know.
I bet you do.
I probably do. We'll throw them at you later.
Ooh. I look forward to
Ping
that.
Altas. Okay.
I look forward to that. But anyway, we shot fireworks off. Did y'all?
I don't ever do fireworks.
I watched fireworks from the stadium.
Did they have a pretty good show at the stadium?
They did. They by that time, on July 4th, you're just like done. You're just like, I'm sure if I were 25, I would love to stay out till 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
But at after a 7:20 pitch, it's freaking 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of done with the whole July 4th thing. I'm curious. Have you guys ever? I mean, we used to do this all the time. You've played golf on the July 4th, right?
Sure.
Okay, so traditionally, at least around here where I've played, they changed the pin flags to American flags,
Some do, yes.
right? And they put that thing like off the green, so you don't like put the pin on the ground because it's still the American flag.
Stand.
Yeah, the flag stand, but some jerk off will freaking put the pin on the ground, in front of you, and then you got to yell at him and tell him he's a fuckhead. Did they do that where you guys live too?
Of course, I was at Ocean Acres.
Yeah.
They didn't have any American flags out on the course that day. It's kind of a touristy course during the summer.
Yeah.
And I think that they know that it would be disrespected. People are, throwing flags around. They're not at the nice country clubs and the stuff like that. They're doing stuff like that. At least on one of the holes. Usually the 18th they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And just one time, Beebs, I want to go do July 4th in like London.
Take your own fireworks. Did they celebrate it there?
I think it's called. I think it's called Trader's Day.
Something like that.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
As a joke, but yes, they don't celebrate.
Of course they don't. Well, I mean, and, they don't have to. They don't have to worry about all this property over here anymore. Anyway, but
I mean, what do you tell a country that you've beaten 2 fucking wars?
Well, I mean, we beat you twice in two.
Yeah.
We beat you twice in wars. Why don't you let us shoot fireworks off on your home court?
You don't tell them anything. You've already told them twice.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. I don't even know why I didn't think that was coming. Did you guys notice that we have a new Nathan's hot dog eating champion?
Wow, I didn't tune in this year.
No one tuned in. I guarantee you, it was the lowest rated, fucking stupid ass hot dog contest. And how far are you from Coney Island there, Jay?
About an hour and 15 minutes.
Have you ever drove up to watch it? Or is that
Negative.
not a spectator sport that's on your bucket list?
It's not on my radar.
Right.
Well,
Not something competitive eating is not my thing. Actually,
Yeah.
even if I watch it, it makes me gross. It makes me gross. That's weird. It grosses me out.
Yeah.
I don't even like watching, what do they call it? Mukbang or mukbang, whatever they is about these people that just eat gluttonous amounts of food. I think it's called mukbang.
don't know.
Beebs can Google me up that because I don't know how.
I am not Googling mukbang.
Hey, can you Can you Google real quick, Beeps? Google Images, a blue waffle.
I'm all right. Thanks, so.
No. So here, mukbang, also called eating show, is an online audiovisual broadcast in which hosts consume various quantities of food while interacting with the audience.
Oh,
So it's not. Yeah, it's disgusting though. I don't like watching people just eat that much food.
gorge on food.
Nah.
Well, the guy ate 58 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Joey Chestnut did his side gig where he ate 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes.
Half the time. One short.
Yeah, regular champion. I also got to watch the world record being broken for the consuming of consuming an entire gallon of lemonade. It was the lemonade chug at Nathan's Hot Dog. It's done in like 15 seconds. A whole gallon of lemonade, world record.
Yeah, that's like the undercard.
Yeah, that's the undercard. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you?
I want to do chocolate milk.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Have you ever tried to do the milk challenge?
No,
Where
but I would try it with chocolate milk.
You have to drink a gallon of milk in
An
1
hour.
hour.
Good luck.
I might be able to pull it up. Do you have to keep it down?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't throw it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I could drink it because I can drink. I can drink a half gallon one in like one sitting, like just sitting there. Like if I was having a soda with food or something,
Hanging out. Yeah.
I can drink a half gallon in 5 minutes easy. But if
It's just so hard in your
I
stomach.
don't know, we might have to try this on air.
Next week, bring a gallon of milk, Jay. Bring a
No.
gallon of milk. No.
I
Dude,
don't want to
that
make myself sick at night.
oh my
those
gosh, I
days
can't
are
imagine.
over.
Yeah.
You know what though? I bet you St. Joe can't do it.
No way.
I bet there's no fucking way he can do it.
A gallon
You
of milk
know?
in an hour?
So,
Even though
yeah,
he's a
so what
giant, there's
Yeah.
no way he could do it.
there's no way he can do it. So I say that we get a gallon of milk and see if St. Joe can do it on air when he gets back, because I my bet is on he can't do it, and I'll put cash money on the barrelhead.
On the barrelhead.
On the barrelhead, but I got to put enough to make it interesting for him,
Like
because
worth his
you
while.
know, yeah, because I mean, motherfucker lives in high society.
Can I ask a question about the stupid history, man?
Yes. Okay. Yes. We're getting some.
When is Volume 2 coming?
That's a good question. Probably October 1.
Nice.
Coming right up here.
Probably October 1. Manuscript's done.
Okay.
My this time I have help. So there's going to be a few more credited things. There were a couple of stores that said that they would have carried it in store had it had a bibliography. Yeah, so we are adding that. And that it almost takes longer than the fucking manuscript. But and then some subtle changes here and there, and then we're toying with the idea of a new logo. But I don't, I'm kind of a continuity guy, so I don't like the idea of a new logo. Shooting for October 1st, maybe it definitely by Christmas, definitely in time for that, and look for package deals, look for a revamped website, which all I have to hit is publish on that.
What about people they want to buy the first and second one together?
Oh yeah, like a packaged deal, and then and all that good stuff, and you learn a lot from the first one, to get through this time, but a lot more, I would say, a lot more similar to the podcast, just longer, a lot more of that, and then kind of the first one was based on basically the first 100 or so episodes. This one we kind of cherry picked some good ones in there, and had a lot more to choose from, but yeah, the manuscript's done. My editor, so to speak, is messing with it right now, you know, proofreading, and I'll get back a lot of read, and it'll do a lot of typing. But yeah, now that vacations are over, and surgeries are almost over, we got one more surgery to go in about 2 weeks. That not me, thank God. But one more 2 weeks before school starts. But yeah.
Good deal. I'm glad it's coming down the pipeline.
Oh yeah. And so I didn't want to like shove. I felt like kind of last year we kind of shoved it down everybody's throat, you know. So I want to just like get the fatigue off for a little bit, you know. And but
You're
I've
gonna
been
shove it down our throats again this year.
fuck yeah. I've been looking for another. It's amazing how these things progress, naturally, and you try to force things, and you just kind of sometimes if you just take a step back and let it progress, organically, I guess. Because volume 1 is getting more sales by not saying anything, and just kind of by word of mouth than it was when we were running promos and all this good stuff. So just by simply like I gave one to somebody at my mom's church, and then 20 people bought it, just by giving out promotional copies and stuff like that, of which I have about 10 more out of the 250 I originally got.
The 250 you originally got?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
I'll need to pre-order that this time, right? For the
Yes.
for the discount.
Yes.
So I don't make St. Joe angry this time.
Was he bad?
He got upset at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Also, that last time we didn't have 25 different podcasts to help
Promote
it. Yeah.
What is the most? I know we're going off topic here a little bit, and I apologize. You guys feel free to reel it back to what you do best anytime you want. But what is, if somebody had to say, probably one of the most listened to podcasts on the network outside of this show? What is probably, I guess, one of your number one pushers?
Like the flagship show?
Yeah. Like if there was a winner chicken dinner, I take Stupid History Minute out too, because it's got way more listeners.
All right. I would say Pedals of Support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of. Yep.
Yeah. That's I've always looked at that as kind of the flagship show. Her circle is so wide.
What did you just say about her circle?
Her figurative circle.
Her figure?
Okay.
All right.
Her
Her listenership.
Her circle is so wide. I would say probably the last 4 or 5 members that joined were because of her. Wouldn't you?
Okay.
Beeps?
Yeah. That said, she is. Yeah, that show's been there from the beginning, but I would say we have number one shows. Well, it's good pods. You know how that works, Jay. So I mean,
I know there's a show called the Two Penny Podcast that's still in the top 20 across the board.
and no, it hadn't had a new recording.
Not this year.
But we do have. We do have some podcasts that have some good traction as far as listens go. I'd be remiss not to say that we've had success. A lot of our other podcasts are successful.
Yeah,
Mama D's been there from the beginning, and she's definitely.
I think the majority of them are successful, or they wouldn't be part of the Kebs, clan.
No, it's not just Keb's clan.
That's it is to me.
Okay.
And my opinion may be small, but it matters. And they all hail Keb all the time. We got shirts made.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on one of their podcasts where they called me the godfather of the
Of the Unfiltered Studios.
of the studio. Yeah,
I wonder. It's funny. It's funny. No one ever gave me like a title or anything, and I'm the,
Well,
I'm the
look at you.
co-founder. Yeah, look at me. I'm
you're
wearing
actually
new-
the fucking guy
It's
that
gotta be
came
the
up with
shirt.
the idea.
Yeah, I'm the guy who planted the idea. I mean,
You
for
know?
heaven's sakes.
Yeah,
But
you know what though, to give some props out there, just because, yeah, we'll see who's listening. Sleevey is working hard. I mean,
man.
he's working hard. He put his he got on like an internet radio station, and
In New
he's put it
Jersey.
out, in New Jersey, and the name of the station escapes me right now, but he's getting played at different times now, and he's working hard getting he has a different guest every week, which anybody who's ever
That's
tried to
hard
book
right there by
guests,
itself, yeah.
it's different.
That's good.
It's difficult, but
I think the Unfiltered Studios thing is taken off. It's done better than when I first heard about it. I was like, all right, cool, good for you guys, or good for people that coming together. I never. What do you guys at? 25, 28? What do you got?
I think we're 25. We just added another sister show,
Yep.
to that Florida feeling called that Tennessee feeling. So I think 25, maybe 26.
Speaking of that, that Florida Feeling is a good show.
Great show.
It's a
Great,
really
great
good show.
fucking show.
You know what
Yeah,
amazes
and
me is. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I thought I just liked it because I'm from Florida, so I know most of the places she's talking about. But I love the Florida man stories,
Oh, yeah.
and and it's just when I was in Georgia all fucking week last week, and they're all making fun of Florida, and I'm like, dude, you don't need to tell me. I fucking live there, I mean, you don't need to tell me how fucked up because they all hate Ron DeSantis. Okay, that's fine, whatever. They all
In Georgia, they hate Ron DeSantis.
they fucking hate him, but yet they love Brian Kemp. It doesn't fucking make sense. They think Ron's a fucking joke.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Brian Kemp has. Anyway, I won't even bring it up.
Yeah.
It just seemed like similar guys to me. That's all. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think that it's amazing if somebody actually took the time to sit down and actually do a little, somewhat of a deep dive and take a listen to the shows that you guys do have in the Unfiltered Studios. They'd be surprised at how much talent people have. Even outside of Unfiltered Studios, I'm amazed at some of the production skills and the ability that the topics and the stories and the voices that some people have, and sitting there going, my goodness, they've got like 13 downloads a week, but man, they are pouring their heart into this thing. And so a little pitch for Unfiltered Studios. If you are one of those people that only has 13 downloads a week and you'd like to grow your show, they would love to help you press play or record. I don't know which one Beebs says on his little
We'll help
pitch.
Mm.
you press record.
Yeah, it's recorded.
We'll help you press record.
Now that you brought that up, like we have one. We actually have multiple shows that have. They all have their own thing that they do really well, but Smith over at the story of and I they have their own guy who does a lot of the sound editing and stuff like that. He has a really good intro into that. When I say they have a really good intro into that. The story of it sounds professionally done, like, and I'm kind of sad that they're on hiatus for the summer until their next season starts up, because that was one I look forward to listening to every week. Kev, you were on that show. I was on that show.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. You're talking about intros. They have a good one. Movie Lovers Unite has a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, their intro has a really good. I don't know if they did it or if they got it professionally done. But they have a
someone
really
might have
good.
helped them with it.
Yeah. Beavis
But
might have helped him with it.
Beavis helped him.
Well, I might have helped.
I'm
him
talking
with
about their
music.
video one for their.
Oh no, I haven't. Yes, that one's really
yeah,
good.
yeah,
really
yeah.
good for
Yeah,
YouTube.
their video,
Oh, yeah.
for YouTube.
Yes, they're. I mean, they're getting close to 800 episodes. Movie Letters Unite. In fact, I just interviewed John on my show last week.
Right.
So
When
So who gets to 800 first, them or me?
that's going to be a great. Who knows?
That's a race to 800.
It's a race. I mean, they were pretty close, but you do one every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys because the U.S. Olympic basketball team is
Uh-oh.
hot and heavy in practice right now. they've been
there's a
practicing
guy.
and scrimmaging.
There's a 17-year-old kid who committed to Duke. Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper.
Was it
Flag?
Cooper Cup?
No,
What's his name?
Cooper Cup plays for the Rams. Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And
something
I
like
did see that. I did see the highlights of that. He was just
He balled out.
manhandling.
I mean,
he's
Kevin Durant
manhandling
was like,
some
"This
guys.
kid is handling his business."
And he's not really that. He's not like this giant. He's super athletic though. I mean, watching him play, he just has a really good IQ.
I don't know. He's 6'5". That's pretty big.
I mean, he's playing against some of the. I mean, these guys are
7 foot tall
6'8", 6'9", and that they're some of the best players we've ever seen. And he's just, part of it is they're in training for the Olympics. The question is he's out there, he's given everything he's got just because he's got to try and show who he is.
What about the baseball? Is what I wanted to ask Keb. The U.S. men's baseball team. Are they using pros? Are they taking an Olympic break this year like they have before? I don't know if they have before, but I know some sports will take an Olympic break for so that their players can play. Does the U.S. do this?
No, they're not going to use Major League Baseball players. They'll use some, the international teams. Maybe you're not going to get, Major League Baseball in late July and August to allow their players, to leave when you're in the heat of pennant races. Traditionally, baseball's back in this year.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah. Traditionally, they use college players.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't drafted and put because the draft is around the All-Star game. It used to be smack dab in the middle of the fucking College World Series, but the draft is right around the All-Star game. So those players that get drafted will be probably put right into the minor league system for the rest of this year to get ready to bring up either in the September call-ups or in or next spring. Traditionally they'll use college players or players that aren't playing in the major leagues or heavily in the developmental minor league system. Real quick, back to basketball. Did you guys see any of the NBA Summer League that started?
I saw Bronny in his shameful showing, and then obviously apparently his daddy didn't want him to show up bad twice, so he put a little injury bug on him. A little swelling in your knee, Bronny, right? You got a little swelling in that knee? Yeah, Daddy. We'll set you out for this back-to-back game. He wouldn't make any other NBA team, but he will make this team.
They lost by 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say other than I'm not sure why they draft. I know why he draft. Talent-wise,
You know exactly why they drafted him.
I mean, Jay said very clearly, and he was dead on. It was a business decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're making the Lakers are being talked about maybe more than they ever have been in the last 5 years, just because of this. Yeah, I mean, so
They're
I
Do you
always
count?
talked
Do you
about
do you count that championship they won in 2020?
The
I
bubble?
do not. I do
The
not.
bubble, yeah.
No. Nobody in
So-
the NBA does either.
Okay, so can we not count the bubble championship that the Dodgers won
You can
same
do whatever
same
you
year? Because there's only 60 games.
You can
Shortened
do whatever you
season.
want. How
Yeah.
about that? Yeah.
Yeah, and the Braves had them 3-1 in the NLCS and lost. Fuckers.
That's on the Braves, not the Dodgers.
Yeah, no, I know.
So, guys, here's a little trivia question for you.
Sweet.
There is no baseball in the Olympics.
Okay.
Okay.
that, along with 2 other sports, were dropped. Can you think of the other 2 sports? One you
This-
might get.
Is softball one of them?
Yep. Softball is one of them.
Yeah, they dropped that. Softball, baseball, and the other one is
The third one's shocking to me. The third one was shocking. I can see why baseball and I mean, they're huge teams. You got to bring them. You got to have a place for them to play. And not
Is
every.
it badminton?
No, that one's going to be there.
We still get to whack the shuttlecock.
breakdancing.
No, breakdancing is the new one.
Oh,
Karate,
What about
karate,
okay.
karate.
which shocks me because that kind of tuned into that every year. 'Cause
That's
it's kind of fun to
because
watch.
they still have judo and taekwondo.
Right. So I mean, maybe they're on a cycle where they remove certain ones and bring them back. I don't know, but
the next Monday, which is the Monday before, not next Monday, but the Monday after, the 22nd,
yeah.
is the Monday before the Olympics start, and that's when, shameless plug, I get to guest host Nailed It
Oh my god!
right before the Olympics. How many puns can we get into that thing?
I know.
Because I had to sign a fucking NDA saying I wouldn't cuss.
It's wildly
You had to sign one?
inappropriate that you had to sign an NDA with a podcast that falls under your umbrella.
All right.
Whatever works.
Do you know what your topic is?
The Olympics.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I mean, I follow right after you.
Yeah,
I'm also guest hosting on
yeah.
the show.
And shocker, I am not hosting. Dun, 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 dun.
Shoot, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, that's all right. You would have had a good one though.
I doubt it.
No. Yeah.
Oh no. Like it says, I'm a former potty.
You're not.
Yeah.
I'm filling in only because
You're a nice guy.
I think that 3 is a good number on
Okay.
the show
Yes.
for you guys.
Yeah. I the only reason I'm doing Nailed It is gives me opportunity for at least a half hour to see how many times I can say the fucking word dong dong.
Dong, dong. I love it.
The other funny thing about that is he's going to Paris during a time where they have some of the largest civil uprisings going on in their history. I mean, aside from like the Renaissance or
Yeah, the fucking French Revolution.
French Revolution, but
Yeah.
since then they've been kind of quiet. But I mean, like
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't think Marquis de Lafayette is over there anymore. But
no,
yeah.
but they're having all these protests right now. in
Well, who do you
Paris.
guys think is going to be the total medal winner for this Olympics?
Caleb Dressel, right?
No, let's go with the country that's going to
Oh,
win
okay.
the most
Yeah,
medals.
I'm gonna go with the United States.
It's not. I mean, like we're the largest populated country
Yeah.
that goes, right?
No.
So we have people in like every sport. And we're not.
China's already
China.
always up there. I know Russia's or the Federation, formerly known as Russia or whatever they're called. Are they still?
Russian Federation. They
yeah.
might not be in the Olympics this year.
Yeah, did they cheat? They're under doping.
No.
What was that? Like,
Seriously.
I thought the power just went out at Kev's house.
Yeah. Yeah, you fucking sneeze hard enough, the fucking power goes out over here. There's no storm. Yeah, that was earlier.
Good.
But yeah,
Who won the last one, Beebs? Was it China?
It might have been.
I think it was, but I'm not sure.
You know why? Because Dong Dong won at least 3.
Ah,
Right. That's right.
and more than that in the hearts of many.
Yeah.
Right. What is your favorite event, Jay? Is it the clean and jerk?
I do like that one
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I really, 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 really enjoy all the trampolining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
Just-
women's.
women's trampoline is it's up there,
Yeah.
way up there, and I mean, it's up there. I also enjoy the women's beach volleyball. That's I know that their the outfits and uniforms are fantastic on these athletes. Yes.
I wonder if those are. I mean, like, think they find that comfortable to wear that outfit? There isn't another outfit they could wear that might be more comfortable.
Well, they're playing out. It's hot.
Yeah.
I guess
They're in the sand.
Yeah.
Sure.
They get dirty.
Real dirty. And maybe we could get them to play some.
See how misogynistic we can make this episode.
Well, I mean,
Speaking of massages, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah. It's. I don't know. I love in the Olympics that what I tend to watch is. Obviously, I watch soccer. It's unfortunate that our team is a nothing. USA has no team anymore. I know they have a team, Beebs.
I just don't
they
get
suck.
that. Why are we can't over the past 30 fucking years can't we figure out how to fucking find some fucking soccer players?
We have
I
a
don't get
handful
it.
right now, but
Yeah, but I don't get it. Every time we get on the world stage, World Cup or whatever, we get fuck blasted, by fucking teams that don't speak fucking English.
Well, it's a world game, but
that's
Yeah.
because almost every other country in the world loves soccer more than they love every other sport.
Okay.
Our
Yeah,
country
but you
doesn't-
tell us out of 330 million fucking people, we can't find 10.
Our country is the only country that can find a way to make soccer too expensive for everyone to play. You know that?
How expensive are some fucking shoes and a
They
ball?
don't, there are no free leagues anymore. If you want to be anything in America, you got to be part of a club. You know how much it costs to be part of a club? I can tell you because we had Noah play in a club for 1 year. You know how much it was? $1,500. That was just to get him into the club. Then you got to
Wait.
pay for everything else.
My kid played soccer. It wasn't $1,500.
Oh yeah? Well, how
Yeah.
much was it?
I mean, not $1,500.
Was he on the first or second team?
I mean, it was a fucking little league soccer
it was
club.
a rec league.
Yeah.
It was a community league.
Right.
Yeah.
Beebs' kid was playing on some traveling freaking.
Oh, no, that's a different
highfalutin
story. That's a different story. My kid plays on a
Yeah.
traveling basketball team, so
Yeah.
that's a different story.
More
so.
of an elitist
Yeah.
type thing.
Well, that's what America does with sports. There's always an elite version of the sport, whereas in other countries, everybody plays all the time. I mean, they're out playing in the streets constantly. That's the sport they're playing in America. It's baseball in the streets. It's
So what if you found the 10 best Americans or whatever that play MLS? Or do Americans not play MLS? Is it like
No, they do.
fucking
They do.
hockey, where the majority of them are fucking from elsewhere?
No,
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
And actually, the MLS is starting to look and catch up with the rest of the world, but it's taken 20 years. You know what I mean? But anyway,
I can
what
tell
was
you
your
a story
question?
about the MLS. Is I went and watched the Colorado team play.
The Rabbits?
The FC Football Club Rapids or whatever they're called. When they first started, it was their second year, and I'm not kidding. There might have been 100 people in the stands. It was
Yeah.
wild to sit there and watch this giant stadium full of nobody, and these guys out here playing soccer. And I was like, "How can this league possibly
Survive.
exist?"
It's funny is now they have a fan base. I mean, that stadium, they have their own stadium. They have a huge following now, that Colorado team. It's interesting. Like there are actually lots of fans that go to the games.
I believe
It's-
it. I believe it.
It is nothing like, look, Kev, Real Madrid has 100,000 person stadium. They fill 3 times a week.
No, I feel you. I know it's watched.
And
because-
you cannot get a ticket. You cannot get a ticket.
Well, it's even watched here.
I can.
It's even watched here because I know this for a fact. The Jacksonville Jaguars have trouble filling their stadium. Okay, you either have to be playing somebody good, or the Jaguars have to be damn near undefeated for that thing to fill. However, 2 years ago when we had a fucking World Cup qualifying match here, the fucking thing, you couldn't get a ticket.
Right. No, it's
Yeah,
popular.
I mean,
now.
yeah,
no.
I mean, you know, you couldn't get a ticket. And you
And
can't tell me all those people were from fucking Brazil. No, they're Americans. You know.
I mean, if they're playing Brazil, everybody was coming to watch Brazil.
No. But I'm saying that 70. At the capacity for the Florida Georgia game, that thing fits 88,000 people. Right. So if you had the same seating as you do for Florida Georgia, which they would be because Jacksonville needs fucking money, but I'm saying 88,000 people didn't come from Brazil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No. They have tons of fans all over the world. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And the reason they have those fans is because they watch them, like you're saying. They watch them in the States. They didn't used to be able to. You didn't used to be able to access soccer. But your question was, take the 10 best U.S. players from MLS. What was the rest of your question?
Yeah, I'm just saying, why can't we be good at soccer? We're good at every other sport. I mean,
coaching.
if we even sniff that we're gonna, fucking lose, the gold medal in basketball, here comes fucking every fucking, MVP, all-star out of the fucking woodwork.
It's coaching.
So
it's coaching. It's a system. It's
but your coach doesn't have to be American, does it? Because the gymnasts had a fucking foreign coach for years. Granted, he was kind of a pedophile, but that's beside the point. I'm just saying.
It's everything revolves around the system that's in place in those foreign countries for kids when they're younger. They act like the best players that they select from those club teams in the United States. Where do they go? They don't go into a soccer system program where they pay for everything. That doesn't exist in the United States. In foreign countries, they find the best talent. And you know what they do?
What?
They pay them and their family, and
All
they put them in an academy. Say, we're going to pay you to go to school. We're going to pay you to play soccer, and we'll even give you a system in which you can break into the professional league. And we will find either you'll play for us or we will find a team for you to play for. And that is where the other countries have it figured out better than the United States. We have this thing in the United States where we don't want to pay players early on. We don't want to create a system where we're paying. But the thing is, they're spending so much time promoting your team, they're actually bringing money in. So they have it figured out in a different way. Over in other countries, they've had more time to do it than the United States. The United States is in love with other sports. They're in love with other sports. This is not an American sport. Soccer is not an American sport.
Right. So I have an idea. This is the last I'll say of it because we've been talking about soccer for so long that the sports update music is about to come on. Anyhow, but the USGA, and Jay, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. The USGA has a program for people who don't have access to golf.
Yes.
Yeah. So why can't what USA Soccer or their equivalent to the USGA come up with a program to give kids access to soccer that wouldn't normally have access to soccer, or do they not want that type of element in their sport? Hey,
I will say this. The boys and girls clubs, the community outreach programs that have been started, I would venture to bet that there is probably more community outreach for soccer than there is for
it's got to be the number one sport.
It's the cheapest sport. All you need is a ball.
Yeah. You got a ball. You don't have to have cones. You don't have to have special shoes. Would it make it easier? Absolutely. Do they have to have a goal and a net? No, they can put up some posts. With golf, you got to have a place to do it. You got to you could play soccer on concrete. Kids do it all the time. I mean, the outreach is there. The problem is we as Americans,
we just don't care about it.
Don't care about a sport that was not created and played here in most high schools and growing up for most of us. When I was in high school, we had a soccer team. Yes, we did. But 10 years before
nobody
that,
cared
they
about
didn't.
the sport. Nobody cared about the team, though.
No, it was a club sport. It wasn't even a high school sport. And it's kind of like rugby. Rugby's a fantastic game,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's nowhere near the level of not even soccer.
No.
I mean, so there's all kinds of sports like that.
All right,
Look
question.
at what's it called what's the game? That stupid game
Cornhole.
that everybody's playing?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the fucking game like
Pickleball.
Pickle sluts. Yeah, I mean, why? That game might be in the Olympics.
It could be.
Yeah,
The guys
yeah.
are playing it the way they're playing it now. It is a super athletic, but good grief. That reminds
So-
me of a story. One time me and Jay left it up to me to pick the golf course.
Oh,
I was like, sweet, this golf course looks awesome. And it was in a retirement community, Kev.
a trailer park.
It was in a
Retirement community.
a trailer park retirement community, and the main golf course actually looked kind of nice, but we ended
Yeah.
up on the executive course. And
I was
And,
so pissed off. It was the only thing he had to pick the whole week. Beeb's special.
oh my goodness. Anyway,
So
what
if-
they were
if-
doing when we arrived, they were having a pickleball tournament,
Nice.
and they're like, "I can't believe they haven't banned it yet. People keep breaking their hips."
So if you guys had to guess, what are the top 10 youth sports in America?
Oh, soccer is up there because
Number
everybody-
one.
Yeah,
Number one.
Soccer.
they just don't know how. They don't have a system to translate it because those kids they'll end up
Playing other sports.
playing other sports because there's no
The
path.
money is not there. The path
Right.
to
The path
financial
forward is just
the,
not
the
there.
bag is not there.
Surprisingly, lacrosse is number 9. I thought it would be higher.
I'm sure basketball is up there.
Lacrosse is a hard sport because you got to have all the equipment.
Yeah, do the rundown.
Yeah, soccer, number 1. Basketball, number 2. Baseball, softball, number 3. Pee-wee football, number 4. Tennis, number 5. Swimming, number 6. Gymnastics, number 7. Track and field, number 8. Lacrosse, number 9. And ice hockey, number 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, like in football, especially in basketball, anyone can play it, and like there are avenues and outreaches for kids who want to play those sports. They can come. People will pay for them to come play, and they'll be found. Like their talent will be seen. They could be anywhere. They're like when it comes to the sport that Americans care about, it's all there. Absolutely. What Jay said when we're talking about elitist sports, golf is an elitist sport. I would definitely put it there. It's an incredible game, and I love to play it. And I was lucky enough to be connected the way I was to get lots of free golf when I was younger. But it is hard. It is hard for
Speaking of
lots.
money. Before obviously we get out of our,
Oh
your
yeah,
weekly
our
show.
contractually obligated
Um,
times up.
Oh, we're
I know Kev-
way the fuck past that.
Keb loves the NIL money, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about Oregon today?
What the fuck did Oregon do?
The owner of Nike,
Yeah, what's his name? Paul.
Phil Knight.
Phil Knight. Yeah.
Unlimited funds. Is that what it was?
gave Oregon unlimited NIL
Blank check.
funds.
Blank check.
Blank check.
They're in
Do
the Big
whatever you
Ten
want.
now, right?
Win me a championship before I die.
Which could be tomorrow, by the way.
By the way, they're going to get flooded. That portal is still open.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no rules. There's no rules right now. I mean,
Oh, you mean I can get $2 million a year to come play for you? Yes, you can. On
All
my
right,
way.
I'll be there tomorrow.
I'm going to get all the Nike gear I've ever wanted. I can have blank checks.
Yeah, Phil Knight is 76 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
like I said, he could die anyway. He could die anytime. So,
Yeah.
but that's an
Outrageous.
interesting story. But exactly that that it is so blatantly obvious now. Like there's no hiding it anymore. So it's like I'm going to give you a blank check. Get as many NIL players in here as you can.
Yep.
So I mean that's where college sports
We're
are
a
at
long
right
ways
now.
away from that cornfield of build it and they will come. Nah, you better have some money or they ain't even going to look at you.
That's right. That's right. But I think we're at our like you said, we're past our contractually obligated time.
Okay, well, who are you having on Finding Your Way this week?
I don't have anybody coming on, but I
Uh,
am starting my new series.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's already started, but the next episode, it'll be ready.
Okay. Well, you had a good episode with John last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thankful that John came on. Speaking of which, Movie Lovers Unite. Seriously, you should get on YouTube and get on their YouTube page. They do have a really nice one. They have a really good logo too. Like I
Yeah.
really like their logo, but their entry, they have a really nice professionally done like entry on their
You
videos.
should
So
go back and listen to their Bad Boys episode.
I started listening to it already.
Yeah, you
So
should
I
listen
didn't
to
get
their
to finish it.
Bad Boys episode. See how many movie quotes that the Kev here can remember.
Too
Yeah,
many.
spoiler alert, it's a lot.
What you got coming up on the Stupid History Minute this week?
We are in the middle of a series on common sayings. So
Righteous.
today's was the history of the saying "face the music." You know, we've done heads and tails and penny for your thoughts and a pig and
for
a
a
poke.
poke.
Yeah, and if you don't know what a poke is,
Don't
listen
forget
to
bless your heart.
Actually, that's coming.
So bless your heart.
That's
If
coming.
it's anything other than the Southern FU,
Right.
that's incorrect.
You know, I was specifically asked about heads or tails, and that was played a couple days ago. Yeah, there's some good ones in
Did
there.
you guys do penny for your thoughts?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one, and there's a bunch of them coming. But I'm excited about to record August, and we're gonna do every August for the last 2 Augusts. I've done something sports related. You
Yeah.
know, last year, if you remember, it
Stadium.
was the stadiums were August previous, and then last year was the stupid incidents in sports like disco demolition, which is
Great.
in the top 5 most listened episodes, along with fucking pickles. This year we're gonna do stupid sports like chess boxing.
Yeah, baby.
Chess boxing.
Yeah,
That's a new one
that's
for
a
me.
that's a thing. It's a thing.
Dude, what
And-
about
and-
slap? The slap.
Yeah, power slap. Power slap is it's in there. It's in there. What gave me the idea was Beeps made me watch this documentary about fucking cheese rolling and shit. You know, and that's what gave me the
The thing
idea.
was like I could not watch it. You
Right.
know, like after the first episode, I was like, okay, we're watching the rest of these.
Oh, dude. You know how many people I've gotten to watch that documentary just because of the cheese rolling thing of these idiots that are fucking just throwing themselves, breaking legs and shit down this fucking hill, and then the pepper eating contest because those guys are fucking idiots, you know. And I thought the second place winner was a woman, and that's what turned me into a feminist. You
I
know,
was like, okay, that's what did it. Okay,
yeah. So but that's coming. So
the frog jumping contest that was pretty good.
it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
sports. I mean, like we should have brought those back up. You know, especially during kind of this time in between. We're trying to. There's baseball, of course, but
Right.
all the other sports aren't going. So we have all this extra time. You know, we could.
Well, this time next week we'll be on during the All-Star game.
Yeah, we
so
might have
we'll-
it streaming in the background.
Yeah, be giving people live updates.
I happen to have a TV right here that can be
yeah.
playing it the whole time.
Yeah.
I can just sit out of the screen.
And it is one of my dreams to be the color commentator on a baseball game, but we would have to put that game once they start showing games on HBO, or
Yeah.
something like that, anyhow, we'll be doing that. But after that, training camp's open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the SEC Showcase Day or
Yeah.
Media Day went by, so we're on
Yeah.
we're on the downward slope now. Training camp's going to start
Yeah.
for that, and we're going to
Yeah.
have lots of things to talk about. We'll have to have an SEC rundown before the season starts. That's coming.
And mark my words, the best rookie quarterback in the NFL is going to be Bo Nix. Watch.
Broncos, baby.
We called that pick.
It's
like 3 weeks out.
dude. He is exactly, his mechanics are exactly like Drew Brees. Just watch.
Just watch.
In that system,
And
he's
he can
going to be
run.
the most successful. Fuck Caleb Williams. And this fucking Caleb Williams guy, sorry, I know we're over our fucking thing.
He's
This
not
fucking,
signing.
Yeah, he's not fucking signing. I mean, who the fuck does this fucking asshole think he is? You know what I'm saying?
He's
You know,
gonna sign.
fucking, in the words of the great Dwayne Johnson, fucking know your role and shut your fucking mouth.
I agree. He's a turd. I can't stand to even look at him.
Dude, is he the most unliked player like ever? I mean, Antonio Brown's up there. Was it Vontaze Burfict? That guy played for the fucking Bengals. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's fucking classic. Fucking California motherfucker. Anyhow, on
Blood
that
pressure down. All right.
yeah, on that note, go listen to our friends over at unfpod.com. Jay, thank you once again.
Yeah,
For joining us. We'll see you
Thanks for
again,
having me.
next week. And anyhow, but for St. Joe, who seems to be always abroad, for Jay, for the Beebs, my name's Skeb. We'll catch you guys next week.
Catch you on the flippity flop.